blessings and welcome to the path to freedom and nothing. Just welcome to to the path to freedom on this beautiful, magnificent day. My name is Daniel Roquéo, and as always, I'm deeply grateful and honored that you are choosing to join me, that you're choosing to tune in to a moment of expanding our consciousness, in a moment of setting ourselves free to be in joy, not only joy, but ever expanding joy, in ever expanding peace, in ever expanding love, in ever expanding harmony and wholeness and beauty and abundance and creativity and bliss and all of these magnificent qualities. That is what we are revealing more and more and more as we are walking, as we are moving along this beautiful path. So not only welcome, but thank you so much for choosing, for saying yes to be on this path, for saying yes to do this work, for saying yes to being a beneficial presence here on this planet. The topic for today, what we are talking about today, is healing and what healing really means. I use the word healing a lot, and to some, healing can suggest, or it does suggest, that there's something that is broken that needs to be fixed, or that there is something that is not whole and complete that needs to be mended. But that's not at all what healing means. So for the purpose of not only this conversation that we're having today, but for the purpose of this conversation that we're having as we're walking, as we're moving along this beautiful path, I want to share what healing means to me. And healing is not, to me, not ever about fixing anything. We are all unique, perfect, whole and complete expressions, emanations of the one mind, the one power, the one life, the one source of everything, a loving presence. I choose to call it God. We can choose to call it whatever we want to choose to call it. But we're all holographic images of this, the one. We're all it, expressing itself, being itself, doing itself in us and through every single one of us in such a magnificent, perfect, and powerful way. So there's nothing ever that needs to be fixed. There's nothing ever that is broken. Spirit cannot compartmentalize itself. Is that even a word? I don't know. It cannot ever divide itself into parts. It cannot ever diminish itself. But it is fully present in every space and place. So regardless of who we are, regardless of where we are, regardless of what we perceive ourselves to be or what we believe ourselves to be, we're always going to be unique, perfect, whole, and complete expressions, emanations of the one. There is not God and something else. There are no dualities in spirit. There are no opposites in spirit. There is only spirit being itself, hissing itself. That is all there is. As that supreme affirmation goes, God is. However, we sometimes, and perhaps even oftentimes, cover that which we are up with stories, beliefs, perceptions, judgments, opinions about ourselves, about life, about other people, other individuals, that sort of dim and obscure the light that we all are. Sort of like a lampshade. We can have a light bulb being able to carry like 10,000 watts. But then we can put a very dense lampshade on top of that light bulb. And that lampshade is not going to diminish the light bulb, but it is going to keep the light that the light bulb is able to emit. It is going to obscure that. So we're putting lampshades on top of ourselves. We're covering ourselves up with these beliefs and perceptions and small and limited thought patterns and habits and all of these things. So when we talk about healing, when I speak about healing, it is not ever about fixing anything, but it is about revealing. It is about revealing that which is already here. It is about releasing and letting go of that which no longer serves, that which is covering up, that which is obscuring, so that more of the light that we are, so that more of the peace that we are. We are not ever more or less love or peace. We are peace. We are love. We are joy. We are wholeness. We are abundance. We are beauty. We are all of these, as we are one with Spirit. And Spirit cannot diminish itself or set itself apart or compromise itself. So all of that which God is, the fullness of God is right where we are. It is who and what we are. God is we are, right? So we are all of that. So that's where we begin. That's where we begin. And so when we do this, as we walk along this beautiful path, as we do this magnificent inner work of self-examination, of self-reflection, of self-observations and self-witnessing, we become aware of the small and the limited. We become aware of the egoic mantras, I am not enough and there is not enough. So we become aware of beliefs that we hold on to ourselves, or that we hold on to about ourselves. We become aware of stories about ourselves that someone else may have told us over and over and over again, to the point where we began to believe that this is true. This is the truth of who and what I am. I'm not ever going to be enough. I'm not ever going to be worthy of love. I'm not ever going to amount to anything. I'm not ever going to make it. I'm not ever going to, whatever the case may be. So these are stories. These are lampshades that we put on top of ourselves. And as we do this inner work, as we walk along this beautiful path, we get to become aware of these, and we get to embrace and allow them, which simply means that we get to love them. Yes, we may move through spaces of resistance and wishing that things were differently, that we were not as screwed up or abused or whatever the case may be. But through releasing our non-acceptance, we also get to begin to release and let go of our attachment to these. We begin to see them for what they are, that they are nothing but stories. They are nothing but fantasies. They are nothing but beliefs. They have nothing to do with the truth and essence of who and what we are. They have nothing to do with our abilities, with our potential. They have nothing to do with our purpose for being here, our missions, our assignments. So we get to become aware of them, we get to embrace and allow them, and we get to release and let them go. And guess what happens? Not through adding anything onto ourselves, but through picking away, but through uprooting the weeds, so to speak. More love begins to emerge, more light begins to emerge, more joy begins to emerge. And we can look at nature as a beautiful display of this wonderful process. The apple tree does not I caught the example and now I forgot it. So let's go with the rosebud. The rosebud does not need healing. It needs to be fixed in order for the rose to unfold, right? The rosebud is not flawed. It is not in error. It is not missing anything. It is not lacking anything. But from within it, the rose emerges. Any seed, take any seed that is just like we are, just like you are, just like I am. Every seed is unique, perfect, whole, and complete expression, emanation of the one. It is not broken. It is not ever in need of being fixed. And yet out of the seed, from within the seed, let's say a tulip emerges. Or let's say an avocado tree emerges. Or an oak tree emerges. Or a birch tree emerges. Or a sunflower emerges. These beautiful expressions, which are so much more than the tiny little seed seems to be, and yet they emerge out of the seed. The seed did not need anything to be fixed. It just needed to surrender. It just needed to allow for the next great and grand version, expression of who and what it is to emerge. Had the seed had a human mind, the seed perhaps may have thought, oh, I'm feeling this inner calling, but I can't do it. I don't have enough education. I don't have enough money. I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too black. I'm too white. I'm too gay. I'm too straight, whatever. But the seed does not have the human mind, which absolutely is a blessing, but it is also a curse in the sense that we get to entertain false ideas about ourselves. We get to entertain false stories about ourselves that limit, that obscure the radiance that we are, the brilliance that we are, the excellence that we are, the greatness that we are. But the seed don't have these mental constructions. So the seed just goes, yes, I'm feeling the call. Absolutely. I'm all for it. I'm saying yes to it. I'm going to allow for the emergence. I'm going to be the conduit or the midwife for that which is seeking to emerge. So healing is us releasing and letting go of the small and the limited so that the revelation of the greater, the grander may happen. We don't need to make it happen. It just happens when we turn that light switch on and that 100,000 watt light bulb explodes in luminosity. When we remove the lampshade, the whole room is flooded in that luminosity. It is not diminished. Nothing has been fixed. We've just removed. We've just released that which is covering it up. So that, when I'm speaking about healing, that is what I'm speaking of. Identifying what is holding our back, what is holding us back. Identifying, becoming aware of where we are playing small, or where we're having excuses, of where we're giving our powers away to some external source, be it a deity, another individual, a condition, a circumstance, saying that it is because of that I cannot. Identifying, becoming aware of these blame games, these victim stories that we may have held on to for a long, long time. When we set ourselves free through the process of healing, we get to set ourselves free to be the light that we are. to be the joy that we are, to be the wholeness and the harmony that we are, to take our minds back. We do not need to give our power away to some external authority or non-authority or condition or circumstance. But we get to tell our own stories. We get to remind ourselves, I am freaking beautiful. I am amazing. My goodness, how great I am. I'm here to do mighty things. I'm important. I matter. I'm here to shine. I'm here to glow. I'm here to serve. I'm here to assist in the awakening of humanity. And this is a part of the healing process, we get to change the narrative. We get to change our own self-talk. We get to begin to choose to engage in thoughts and conversations and actions that actually serve, that support, that empower us to step into continuously, eternally, the next great and grand expression of who and what we are. Just like the butterfly, actually, just like the caterpillar steps into the chrysalis, goes through the metamorphosis, emerges as a butterfly. Yes, the emergence of the butterfly literally means the dissolution of the caterpillar. The caterpillar ceases to exist. It dissolves. It literally dissolves. It doesn't just grow wings, but the being that the caterpillar is dissolves, and the cells and the immune system of the caterpillar actually in the beginning fights and kills off the cells, the emerging cells of the butterfly. But as the speed of the emergence picks up, there comes a point where the immune system of the caterpillar needs to give way. It is overtaken by this new being that is emerging. And that is a beautiful analogy as to what this process is about. We have thought forms that are not serving us. We become aware of new thought forms that we can exchange the old ones with. But in the beginning, there's a fight. There's an argument taking place, where the old still is fighting for its survival. But we need to be disciplined. We need to be vigilant enough so that the new may win. Thus revealing the greater, the grander within us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until we meet again. Oh, we're not there yet. So in this moment, the invitation is for us to say yes to that inner calling, to say yes to the next great and grand expression of who and what we are. The questions that we are always wise to ask ourselves are, what is it that I need to release and let go of for that next great and grand, for the butterfly to emerge, for the light that I am to be revealed in ever greater and grander ways? What is it that I need to release and let go of? And subsequently, what is it that I need to develop and cultivate within myself to facilitate, to midwife that which is seeking to emerge? And now the time has come for me to say thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next time, I am bless your day, and I bless your way, knowing absolutely and feeling that all is well, that something wonderful is happening, that everything is working for the highest good, now, always, forever, right where you are. And much love, many blessings. Namaste.